Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have Randall Sykes from metalcore band Seasons.
What's up, Randy?
I just wanted to go into some of your history, musical background, how you got into bands, or what made you. You used to play drums, so did you start out playing drums, or what age were you when you started that out?
I'm gonna try to get this all in a nutshell as fast as I can because I know you got other questions. Um, I I've always wanted to play drums even since when I was a kid. My mom, I annoyed my mom a lot, so she wouldn't let me get drums because she knew that she'd probably beat me if I were drumming at 2 a.m. in the morning. But anyways, I was in the Marines, went overseas. When I went overseas, I finally took the initiative and I bought myself my first drum set, which was a Pearl. I think it was custom series or something. It was a Pearl, but I bought it online overseas. Came back home and it was waiting on me. So that was like love at first sight and love at first hit. So I started playing like heavily after got back. We got back from Iraq. Me and my buddies in the Marine Corps started a metal band. We were absolutely horrible, but it was fun because I got to play with my friends. And then it's just I've been a drummer ever since, and I have a knack for it, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Even now, as the front man, I still go outside my garage and play my electric kit every day. So.
So you didn't even start playing drums till after the Marines.
Yeah, so I got back in 2008. So I started around 2008.
How did you form Seasons? How did that form?
So seasons seasons formed without me at first. I was actually in a country cover band, believe it or not. Yeah, it was something else, man. So my buddy Matt, the bassist, and a previous member, Matt Gregory, ended up starting the band. I previously played with Matt Poe in another band called If It Takes Forever years ago. But they wanted to start another band because once a musician, always a musician. You're always chasing that dream, and you're chasing, playing again. So they started. They started it. He reached out to me multiple times, and I turned him down a couple times because I just had my second kid, and the country cover thing was enough. I wasn't having fun doing it, obviously, because it's not my genre, but I was making money doing it. So, anyways, he reached out to me. He wouldn't shut up about it, so I ended up joining, and we seasons officially started in 2017, and it was myself, Kent Stewart on vocals, Matt Poe on bass, Matt Gregory on guitar, and Chad Pritchett on. I'm sorry, Chad Pritchett was on bass. Matt was on rhythm guitar. So.
When you started, you were playing drums, and then now you're the front man.
Yep. Yep.
Now, with this lockdown that we've had for the past year, have you guys been able to play any shows?
Very sparse. Um, we've played two, and they were at the same venue, which I love this venue. It's called Another Round Bar and Grill in Glen Allen. If anyone's ever in Virginia and looking for a good metal show, hit that place up. But they were literally the only place that was really playing live music. And of course, they had a cap on how many people they could let in. I think the most they could do was 70 or 75, which obviously for a metal show, it doesn't look like a lot of people. You know what I mean? But it still was fun because we got to take the stage while other bands didn't have that luxury if they were in different states or didn't have any venues near them that let them play. So
I noticed that you got on Sirius XM Liquid Metal with one of your songs. How did you go about doing that, getting your song on the radio?
most of the reaching out to other companies or promoting stuff is normally Matt Poe and Nick do that. And they're very good at that, and they're very driven, and they have a knack for it. So I don't know exactly how, but I guarantee it was one of them that did it, because they will take no for an answer, but it's definitely hard for them to take no for an answer. They will keep trying. they're, they're very driven. So
What else have you been doing since the lockdown? Have you guys been writing new music or?
writing new music, definitely. We actually have another cover that we're going to do, and I've only said this to one other person. You're the second person. So if anyone's listening that actually enjoys Seasons, or maybe you haven't heard of us before, check us out, obviously. But we're doing our second cover, and it's a pop song. We're going to make it metal slash punk, and it's the lead singer is also a female, which will give some people some hints. Maybe they'll start guessing and of who it is. But they were like really, really, really big in the mid 2000s. So yeah, we've been writing songs. We got another song on the way. It's actually about suicide, which is obviously a very rough topic and very touchy topic. But a lot of bands hit on it, and it seems to work very well. And plus, I think everyone has someone in their life that has gone through that, and I know we have. So it hits home with us as well. Other than that, we have been trying to hone our on-stage performance, choreography, stage performance, as in lighting. We want to do pyrotechnics, but that's a lot of damn money that we don't have. We don't have Godsmack money, so but we've been doing that as well, and basically growing our merch bundles up as well. So we are staying active. We're not stopping.
And I noticed that you guys have been booking a lot of like festivals for the summer and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. We got Metal in the Mountains in August. We have Blue Ridge, which in my opinion is the biggest rock metal fest in Virginia, and I think in history. It's just, in my opinion, of course, but I mean they're getting bigger every year. That's in September, and then October we have Carolina Uprising in North Carolina. So three awesome festivals in 3 months. So we're stoked about that. So
Yeah, and I noticed there's a lot of big bands on that Blue Ridge.
it is insane. They're not even done yet. They still have more to announce. It's crazy.
Well, that would be a good uh, way to network right there too.
Oh yes, and that's another reason why we are persistent on developing our merch and getting it bigger. So not just shirts, but like getting shirts, koozies, frisbees, coffee mugs, glasses, like anything with seasons on it. Uh, People will buy at a festival. It doesn't have to have seasons on it. It could be any other band, but you put people and alcohol together, and they're gonna buy. Ridiculous. I've been to so many festivals and bought stuff. I don't even remember what the hell I bought, but I bought it. I was like, "What the hell is this?" So yeah,
Speaking of alcohol, that you had this one video came out, Bounce, and you guys looked like you were having tons of fun on that one. You were doing all kinds of different dance moves and stuff. And how did you how did that? Did you have an idea behind what you were gonna do, or you just played it by ear? You know.
as for the video, we had Alex Hyder. He lives in Atlanta. He's from Virginia, but he's an absolutely amazing videographer. And the fact that he's not more well known than what he is already is astounding, because he's done Killing Season for us, and he's done Bounce for us. But he also works with another band from Richmond. I don't know if you've heard of him, but Gravebound. and they are. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. They're just like us basically. But so Alex Hyder is very skilled at what he does, and he basically told us what to do at all points in the time, except for me dancing. The dancing was just totally me, and that's because I had a lot to drink. That was more impromptu, but we were all basically idiots and looking at him like, "Hey, tell us what to do," and he did it. So I mean, that was off the fly for the dancing, but everything else he made that happen.
In your other song, Killing Season, it says on YouTube it's gonna be for the soundtrack for the new Friday the 13th.
As far as we know, still it is definitely happening. We spoke with the director, and he absolutely fell in love with the song, and he's told us multiple times that it. I'm not going to say it was the best song he's heard that's people submitted to him, but he was like it is top five. So, and he told us it was going to be if it wasn't going to be in the credits, it was either going to be or it was credits or it would be in the soundtrack, one of the two. But I don't even think if they have started shooting, it's just briefly. But it's for Vengeance too, and I think it comes out like later on this year, or maybe they're going to start shooting it later on this year. So, but we are stoked for that because Jason's my favorite horror movie and serial killer of all time.
Now, that song, did you write that specifically for that movie?
Funny you should say that. So not 100%. I started writing it once Matt Poe said he reached out to the makers of Vengeance and Vengeance 2. Had no clue that they were going to be so head over heels for it. So I kind of was writing it a little bit towards that, but I was also writing it from in here because I just genuinely love Jason, and I've seen every one of the movies. So I was like, even if we don't get on there, I'm still writing a kick-ass song about Jason.
Who's your inspiration as far as musicians and stuff?
All-time favorite is AC/DC. That's my all-time favorite. It'll never change. I got into like hard rock in high school, and AC/DC was like the gatekeeper. It was like it opened the gates, the floodgates for me. So there will always have a place in my heart, and they'll always be my main inspiration. But newer inspiration, bands such as like We Came as Romans, Wage War, Falling in Reverse, Memphis Mayfire, Born of Osiris, anything with like a melodic um, choruses and then brutal breakdowns. I'm a huge fan of structure in a song. I do like death metal and black metal, but that's like it's just screaming all the way through, and it's the same speed in my opinion. I thoroughly enjoy when people sing. They do a little verse and they do like a big breakdown. And they start singing again because I love hearing the vocals and I love hearing the brutal screams. That's what I love the most.
Now, when you guys write songs, does somebody do they have like a riff and then you write to it, or do you like have words already prepared for when you write the song?
That's a very good question. So the majority of the time, uh, on a good day, we will end up making either a quarter of a song, a half a song, or hell, if we drink enough, we'll make a full song in one practice. Um, excuse me, but that's rare. Normally, like I said, I have an electric kit in my garage, and when I was a drummer, I would sit out there for hours and I would go over beats in my head. I would play different rudiments, and I would come up with something that would spark my interest, and I would add on to it. And then I would bring. I've done it twice now. I brought a whole song drum wise without them even knowing it. I brought it to their attention, and then they just threw guitars to it. And vice versa, Mark has wrote a whole song. He pretty much wrote all of Bounce himself. He did all the lyrics. I mean, all the lyric writing for it. I just sung it, and then he did all the guitar parts for it, and then we added the rest of the shit with it. So um, that's the thing. Like with COVID, we couldn't get up as much as we wanted to. So it had one of us had to take the initiative and write something, and the rest of them throw something down to it. So
What are you currently listening to as far as like new music out there?
I've been listening to um, Architects. They just came out with a relatively new album. I don't know if it was I think it was maybe 2020. I'm not sure, but it's still new to me. But that thing that slaps. Um, and then what else? I know Wage War came out with Pressure. I'm in love with that. And then Mice and Men came out with 3 different songs. And like I said, those are the kind of bands that I flock to, is the singing and screaming. Um, so yeah, those 3 were the ones that stick out to me as the ones that I've been listening to a lot.
What do you got coming up next? A new video or a new song or an album, or what's your plans?
We've sat down as a band and we've talked about an album. We've also talked about an EP, and we've also talked about just keeping releasing single songs. Some of us like the single song idea. Some of us like the full album idea. I'm a fan of the full album idea just because we haven't done it yet, and I would rather release more than one song. Because let's say you release one song, everyone loves it, but after about 7 times of listening to it, they're like, "This is kind of, I don't even want to listen to this anymore." That's how I am, at least. I want variety, so I am all for. I want to release a full album. We have an album paid for. We just haven't recorded all the songs for it yet. So I would say if I can get all the guys on board, a full album is what I would love to do. Um, and then as for songs that we have right now, we have 5 in the works, 2 of which are ready to go to the studio and to be recorded. One of which, like I said, is the Suicide song, and the other one is that cover song. And then if we were to get in there in the next couple weeks or so, we could probably have it done within the next 2 months, both the songs. So yeah.
What's your next show coming up?
We just announced it, I think, yesterday or today. It's June 25th at Another Round Bar and Grill, which is the venue I told you about in Glen Allen. It's with us, Gravebound, which is the band I mentioned to you before, Rest Aside, and Sight of Suffering, and Set for Tomorrow. If I had to genre play all of them, ourselves and Gravebound sound the most alike, and then Set for Tomorrow sounds pretty much just like us. Rest Aside and Sight of Suffering are more of like thrash metal, in my opinion. They kick ass though. I mean, from start to finish, they give a hell of a show. So it's going to be a great time.
Where could we get a hold of you? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
Literally everyone you just said: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, we're on TikTok too. Should come under Seasons RVA. We're relatively new to that, so bear with us. We don't have the professional white ring of lighting that all these chicks do, that make their face look all vibrant and stuff. We don't have that yet. We're still dealing with house lighting, so forgive us for that. But yeah, we're on that as well. iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora. We're on all those, and I would say, so people don't get confused, type us in as Seasons RVA pretty much on every one of those platforms, and we should pop up.
And the RVA is for Richmond, Virginia, right?
Right. And the reason why we have that, our band's name is just Seasons, but we had to put RVA on it because we did Seasons. We tried to look for our own music, and some Christmas album popped up. And it said Seasons, and I was like, that's not us. That is 100% not us. And then another Christian album popped up, and I was like, oh my god, we might have picked the wrong name. Yeah, so just put RVA at the end of it.
How did you come up with the name Seasons? How did the band come up with that name?
So this was a little bit before I think I got in. It was Matt Gregory was one of the original founding members. He told us he got it from he was driving, and I think he saw a hotel with the word Seasons on it. I guess it was the Seasons Hotel. And somehow, some shape or form, that just clicked in his mind. He was like, that'd be a badass metal name. But little did we know that there'd be Christian bands and Christmas music with seasons in it. So, but I honestly, I love it. If not everyone else had it, it'd be perfect. But we still love it. And if I had to say a meaning behind it, we've always thought about we're a band just like the seasons. We're always changing. We're always evolving. We're always putting out new music. We'll never put out one of the same songs. We're always, you know, in other words, mutating. Basically, we're always getting better. So
You did a cover of Halsey. Now, who picked that as a cover?
I think that was Mark and his wife actually. They are like head over heels for Halsey, like head over heels, and so was our old member Matt Gregory. But when they brought it up, I listened to the song the first time and I ended up singing it in the car, obviously by myself because if I was going to crack, I didn't want anyone to hear me. But I didn't crack and I did pretty good and I was like, I think I could match her range okay. Obviously nowhere near Halsey. She makes millions of dollars. We don't. But I think we did a pretty damn good job of it of turning it from just straight pop to punk metalish kind of theme. So all in all, it was a win.
Is there anything else that you want to add?
I guess the only thing I can think of is just bear with us because of the COVID thing. I know it's throwing a lot of wrenches in bands progression and stuff like that. But we're definitely fighting. We're definitely putting our 100% forth and trying to put out new music. We are going to put out new music, and it's going to be soon, and it's going to be the better than you've heard before. And I know every band says that, but legit, like we are taking the time to um, oil the wheels per se, or oil the gears. We're making the songs more intricate. We're making them, more bouncy, more poppy, more metal, more bigger breakdowns. Like we're just trying to get better at our genre and what we do. And then also too, I would say look out for us in the mid to end of 2021. We're not going to stop playing. We're going to keep progressing. And in 2022, the ball's rolling. We're gonna get nasty, and we're gonna go to a lot of different states and play a lot of different shows. So